I don't think she knew. I don't feel she knew what she was expecting. And that was all sort of cloak and that was all hidden behind some curtain. What they expected from Meghan. I don't feel the royal family have got the right to do this. I have to say that. This woman, Harry, it's like somebody is saying in the royal family, and I can hear it, like, oh, Harry's done it again. Harry's done it again, because Harry is the person that everybody laughs at or giggles at or makes fun of, or is, who kind of embarrasses the royals by what he says, what he does, how he parties, the girlfriends he chooses, the girlfriends that dump him because they can't cope with Harry. Okay. So he's had those decent girlfriends. And I'm not saying I think Meghan's decent. She is. I mean, come on. She's an actress in Suits. I mean, that's not an easy thing to do. And I have to actually, although I do adore Harry, I don't feel the reason he chose Meghan is because nobody else kind of wanted him in that aristocratic royal circle. Let's be honest here. And I'm picking this up intuitively. So, you can take what you want from this reading. It is an intuitive psychic reading, and if you're a non-believer, don't believe it, okay? Because it's not fact. If you are a believer, then believe it, okay? So it's not fact, it's intuitive. I woke up this morning, I dreamt about this, and I did think, well, I need to actually put a reading about this, about So I know we already know this, but, I said that in the True Colours and after the honeymoon. I think that's very poignant, okay? After the honeymoon, if you go and have a look at those, because I did pick up that, she's not going to change for this royal protocol. Now, I don't feel that's Meghan's fault at all, I feel that it's the royal family's fault. If they intended to victimize somebody and take somebody who's a Hollywood star and then manipulate them and overrule them and overpower them and make them feel as if they've got to give up their own identity to be a royal, then I feel that's actually emotional abuse. It's not, the royal family should know better, basically. But again, I get like, oh, we need to let Harry have his fun, let Harry have his toy, let him have his fun. He'll get bored as he normally does, and he'll be off. Okay. But Harry said, no, I love this woman. And I think that was true. I think it's true that he does love this woman. But he is quite weak. I know that he's been a soldier, but he is emotionally weak. And this is why, I mean, that it's a big red flag, isn't it? Somebody who cannot kind of keep a girlfriend or meet a girlfriend in his own circle. Maybe he said that to Meghan, that the aristocratic girls that I don't like, I'm not attracted to. I mean, that's a lie, because, he's been out with quite a number of aristocratic girls, and they've just not interested in Harry. He's, can I say shabby here? Can I say shabby? I'm not sure if I can say shabby. He's acted shabby himself, hasn't he? They've allowed him to act shabby. They've not given, this is quite a joke actually, and because they have not given any kind of rules to Harry, but they've given rules to William. Now, I'm picking this up. It's nothing fact, okay? So it's very much intuitive. They've given rules to William, but not Harry, and then expect him to act like a royal. Saying to Harry, do what you like, have some fun, like Princess Margaret, okay? And, you know, she went through 2 or 3 divorces, didn't she? Same kind of situation. Go and get drunk, have some fun. You've got no rules. You can spend the money and you can do what you like. You can have any job that you want. What job do you want? So there's little spoilt Harry, the third in line to the throne, isn't he? Apart from the little ones, he was third in line before the little ones came. So here we have it, you know, the royal protocol, the royals are the Queen. The Queen is in control of the royal court, okay? The royal court come and speak to the Queen first, okay, before they make any decision. So if you look at it like that, the Queen has said to the royal court, let him do what he wants, that he's not going to be king, you know, let him date who he wants, let him sleep with who he wants, let him go and have some fun, like Princess Margaret. So I think this was carried on from those days of Princess Margaret. I feel this is the mistake the royals have made. They've set a protocol for William, but not with Harry. So, so here we are, you know, this protocol they've set for Harry to be the wild royal, okay, who gets married to a Hollywood star because nobody will touch him with a barge pole. And I hate saying that, but I just, this Krishanda, Pippa, all those people just don't want to know. They've chosen others, you know, billionaires, and who are very kind of professional in their manner. The royals have brought up Harry to be unprofessional, basically. Unprofessional. They brought him up to be unroyal. They brought him up to be not to fit in with the royals. So what does he do? He runs away to Hollywood because he doesn't fit in with that set, because he's been brought up that way. And now they expect him to act like a royal, you know? So, and this is what I'm picking up intuitively. I know a lot of you kind of think, well, I know that already, but this is like a psychic intuitive read. I don't feel it's Meghan's fault at all, this. I don't feel that I don't feel Meghan understood the enormity of the royal family. Also, I also feel that she did do her research. She's a clever girl, okay. And she realised that Harry had not been brought up like that he'd had his freedom. So she thought, okay, he's had his freedom. I'm a Hollywood star, and, you know, he's attracted to me, and he's not in line to the throne unless something drastic happens. Then, you know, I feel she's thought to herself, he's actually still got his freedom. I don't feel that Meghan would have entered this. I don't feel this. If she's a clever girl. She's cleverer than most of those royals, okay? And that's what they feel threatened about, because she is clever. She knows how to stand, poise herself. She knows how to public speak without effort. She knows how to do all of this. She's a woman in her own right. Yes, she's from a mixed race background. So what, you know? That to me is fantastic. And, you know, she's supportive of women in a kind of feminist way, which is absolutely fantastic. You know, a lot of people don't agree with feminism. I do agree with it. I'm not a feminist as per se, but I'm kind of swaying onto the feminist side rather than the non-feminist side, to be honest with you. We're living in 2018, and I feel, most women are swaying towards the feminist side rather than the non-feminist side, especially you Americans, okay? There's all this narcissism, which I do cover on my channel. This narcissism that's coming to surface, this mental abuse, this mental kind of control, this mental cruelty. If we cannot, kind of control women in a sense of beating them up and physically harming them to keep them in their place like they used to do many years ago. If you look in the 1800s, they used to beat women to put them in their place. If we can't do that, we will mentally put them in their place, and we will look for their weakness, and that is sheer narcissism. Now, if Meghan is a feminist, she knows about all of this. Okay, she knows about mental cruelty, mental control, mental abuse, all of that. Okay, well, she should know if she is a feminist and she's a protector of women. Okay, she should know this. If she doesn't know this, she will know about this by being part of this royal family. Okay, now I'm not a big royalist, but I do kind of, I do follow the history, I guess, with the royal family. I'm not a big lover of the royal family for a number of reasons of the way they've treated people in the past. The only thing is this is the royal family's fault, not Meghan's. And I think what they're doing a very narcissistic trait, which is we're going to push all this behaviour and wrongdoing onto Meghan. It's Meghan's fault that Harry's not royal. It's Meghan's fault that he's not, fitting in with the royal set because of her. So she's like a scapegoat in a way, which is very unfair. Harry can do no wrong. Harry can do no wrong. And this is what I feel, that Meghan had no idea of what she was getting into in terms of how spoiled Harry is. She just thought he was allowed to be free, go in the army like a normal lad, normal guy. And I feel that's the way that Harry actually portrayed this. That I'm just a normal guy. I've been allowed to be normal, and that's his psycho going on in his head, psychobabble. He's not a normal guy. He's never been a normal guy. And right from day one, when he got into a teenager, he was running away from that. And we know why he was running away from being a royal. Can't we see that? When we look at what happened to his mom and all of that, wouldn't that mess anybody's head up? Somebody put a long comment there and actually deleted it, but if you want to interact live there, please do. I have to say, he's kind of he actually, I would say that Harry has acted very much like a covert narcissist to Meghan, and to me, that at the interviews, that's quite clear. He's swallowing, because he's Adam's apple when she speaks, and that's like he's trying to conceal. I feel he's been a true. I feel he's been a covert narcissist. He has said to, I don't want to be a royal. I want to be, I've been allowed to have freedom. I've not been treated like a royal. I've been able to be like a normal lad, mixing in with the guys as an army, so in the army. And, I'm not really a royal. I've not really lived like a royal. So this is covert narcissism, when really he's deluding himself because he is a royal. He is a royal. So he kind of, I don't think he's meant to do this, but he knows that the aristocratic girls don't want to know him because he's run away from that. And they see some issues there. And also the mothers, the fathers of these aristocratic girls are saying, oh, Harry, he's got a massive reputation. Are you going to seriously take that person seriously when you've got this billionaire here who is much more kind of viable? You know, you're a beautiful girl. Why would you go with Harry? Look at him. He doesn't even know where he comes from, who he is. He's running away from the royal firm. You know, do you want to get mixed up with that screwball? I don't think so. Okay. And this is what's kind of been said. I'm picking that intuitively. Okay. And also the royal family are saying it intuitively. Now, this is controversial. It's going to make people mad, I know. But the royal family even saying it underneath, you know, I get like, oh, Harry's at it again. We're expecting this to fail kind of thing. Yeah. Who has he got now? Who is he dragged in now? Kind of thing. This is not Meghan's fault at all. Okay. I think there needs to be a massive apology to Meghan. I do. She's been sold this Harry thing, but Harry wants he wants all the trappings of being a royal. He wants, he wants that money that he got when he was 30, which was like 10 million or something. And he wants that, his mother's wedding dress and all of this, you know, and he wants the trappings and he wants the private jets over to Australia and all of this, and all on the taxpayers' money. And he wants that, okay, doesn't want to lose that. So what is he doing now? He's kind of pretending, he's hiding behind, he had to choose anybody to get out this situation. So he chose Meghan. Look at me. I'm an upstanding royal now. I have a wife who is nothing's agreeable of what Meghan's doing either. Being a feminist activist is not really going to be agreeable to the royal court. Okay. And I will go into that in a moment. It's all a bit of a car crash, really, isn't it? If you look at it. Now, there's been this decision that now Harry gets what he wants. You know, he's had his playground time. He's not been a royal for a while, but now he's a royal. And now we have to play by protocol. So now, now Harry has switched from this playboy who is not really a royal, has been allowed to do what he wants, to being this staunch kind of royal. Harry knows about being a royal. He knows what it takes. He knows the pressures, and that's why he ran away from it. Okay, but he's told her. I feel he's explained it in the end, because I feel that Harry feels that I don't want to lose my royal status, and if I don't step up to being a royal, I'm going to lose that status. And I think that's been said to Harry. If you don't step up and do duty and do some duty towards this royal status, you're not going to be treated like a royal. So what are you going to do? And I feel that, and you're not going to get the trappings of a royal either. You're not going to get somebody to dress you every day, to get your clothes out every day. We're not going to give you that. You'll have to sort out. We'll give you a cleaner, we'll give you a housekeeper, we'll give you somebody to make sure, and we'll give you a designer and things like that. But You won't get all the trappings, okay? So well, Harry snapped their hand off, because what is he going to do without them, basically? He's just going to shrivel up and die, isn't he, without the royal family? If you know, if Harry went over to America and gave up the royal family, he would just, you know, he'd be ridiculed. He'd actually be ridiculed. You know, everything would come out. He wouldn't have the royal protection. Everything would come out in the newspapers. It would all be there. He'd be destroyed. He would be destroyed. And I think he knows that. I think that he's opted for, I have no choice. I have to go with the royals here. So he's trapped, basically. Harry is trapped. He's always been trapped. Him thinking he could escape this, it's all been, you know, it's all been very temporary, okay. Now we have the situation here with, and I had to go through that first. So we get into Meghan now. Okay, so Meghan enters this relationship with Harry. And Harry has said, you know, I'm just happy-go-lucky. I don't have to be a royal. I can do what I want, which isn't true. Which isn't true, okay. So she's kind of thinking, oh, that's good, that's great. You know, I can still carry on with my kind of passions here, with protection of women, and I can still be that kind of force, and I can still dress how I want to dress, because you're not a royal. So, you know, that's great. I can still dress how I want to dress. I can just still be who I want to be, who I am. Basically who I am. I don't have to. I don't even feel that entered her mind. She may have thought, I may have to change a little bit, but that's it really, because he's not a royal. He's never been a royal for years, okay. But that's kind of changed, hasn't it, really? As soon as the wedding, I think before the wedding, I think this kind of a consensus of, you know, I'm not really a royal, but we have to just go through the royal protocol, you know, the wedding and all of this. Just enjoy it, Meghan, just enjoy it. Just enjoy the spectacle, being a princess, and just enjoy it for the day. Okay, so I think prior to this, I think Meghan got her own way, you know, with the service, and she felt, oh, I'm being listened to, that's great, you know. They're accepting me as you know, a mixed race person and all of this. So I feel she felt good about that. She felt good about the wedding. The only thing she didn't feel good about is her father and family not attending. They weren't invited. I feel that was partly to do with, I think that was the part of the control, the start of the control. I feel she was told not to invite family because of their behaviour. And, you know, Meghan, because she wanted to marry Harry, was like, okay, I won't invite them, and, you know, we'll get along with the wedding. But all along, the Queen, underneath all of that, the Queen was being very calculating. And I'm not putting the Queen down here at all, but going back in history, and also Camilla, going back in history, they're very, very, I'm not saying the Queen, but going back in history, the royals are very powerful. Let's not forget, they are a very powerful force, you know. They are, you know, the biggest landowners they literally own the UK. You know, they've sold a lot of their land and properties and things like that, but they are, you know, she is the Queen of England, you know, she's the monarch. And looking back in history, if you go back to Henry VIII, if anybody disagreed with Henry VIII, they would get beheaded, you know. So, you know, all of that kind of, you don't mess with the Queen, or you don't mess with the royals, has gone down in history. Okay, so that's not changed. It's just done a different way. Instead of beheading people, it's very much mentally cruel. Okay. They're very astute at being, controlling mentally. If they can't control, and look at Princess Diana. I'm sorry, but, if they can't control by getting rid of somebody, by beheading them, by causing some kind of assassination, then not mentioning no names, okay, then it's mental control. I think this is what Meghan did not kind of realise she was getting herself into. I don't want to be controversial. This is a psychic tarot reading and it's an intuitive reading. It isn't fact, okay? It isn't fact. But I haven't, this is what's coming through intuitively. So if you're a non-believer, don't believe this, okay? It's not fact. So, yeah, so I have to say, guys, I had to get up this morning because I don't feel it's Meghan's fault. I don't. I really don't. I actually feel it for her. So the Queen, and I get Prince Philip, which is the monarch's consort. They still have this old sense of protocol, and everything goes by the Queen. Everything goes by the Queen. So you have this Nazi, somebody's family, Prince Philip's family were part, knew Adolf Hitler, and and come on, I think there's been a lot of people that have lost their lives because of this Philip. I don't want to be controversial here. I feel it's awful me saying this, but I'm picking this intuitively. You don't have to believe it, okay? I have to say that because it is not fact, okay? But I picked this up. So you've got this person who was shunted, like Prince Philip was shunted from. If there's a delay there, I'm sorry, okay. Shunted from, didn't have any family, did he? His mother was put into a mental home, hospital, claimed as mentally insane when she was not mentally insane. She was just put into a mental hospital because his father wanted to marry or have an affair with, with somebody else, a lot younger, a lot prettier, no doubt. And this was very much the case here. And what happened to Prince Philip, he was in a boarding school in Scotland and kind of left there. And he spent his, he spent his childhood going to Lord Mountbatten's, who was not his father, who would not have, would have treated him like a nephew, not a son, okay? So I'm going to go on to part 2, guys. The connection seems to have ceased here. I don't know. Oh, it's come back now. Sorry, it's come back. So yeah, what I was going to do is take this to part 2. So we've got like the Queen, who is getting advice from, she's always took advice off Philip. Philip has arranged things. Let's say no more about that. He's got links with, his family had links with Hitler. I mean, and we're talking about the monarch here, who has ancestors who used to behead for trivia reasons. Okay. Who is this imposter? Well, this is what I hear from Philip. I mean, he's getting elderly now, but they still listen to him. Who is this imposter? This American imposter. And he sees that as a joke. It's this weird kind of sense of humor. That's what I'm picking up here. This is his weird sense of humor. Who is this imposter? And he'll say that to her face, and laugh. And everybody will laugh at it because it's his weird sense of humor. So I get that the Queen, Harry is the Queen's favourite grandchild, okay, which is another her issue. He gets spoilt. He's always got spoilt. He's always got spoilt here. Do I see? Thank you, Versance. Okay, and I'm going to complete your reading today, Grace. Do I feel the death of her father? I think that will be, I feel, I'm not going to cover that in this video. I'm going to cover that in another reading, okay, because I'm very channeling on the royal family here, and why, Meghan, is she going to just leave? So let's go back to this, okay. Sorry, I will answer that, and I'll put that down, Grace, okay. Thank you for that donation. Difficult. I've got the Queen does kind of, well, to be honest with you, do Nazis accept strong feminists? What do you think? How did Diana get treated? She couldn't say boo to anybody, and this is the problem, it doesn't matter what Harry has said to Meghan. It doesn't matter. That's irrelevant, okay. She's married now. She's married into our family, and that's when it comes all a little bit psycho, okay. And I even looked a bit psycho there because I'm bringing in these energies. She has come into this firm now, so it's us that she has to answer to. Would I say they're a bit psycho? I don't feel they're like the rest of us. Absolutely not. And I feel that's why a lot of people have said, do you know what you're getting yourself into, Meghan? Do you realise what you're getting yourself into here? Now, I do get there is a sense of style with Meghan, and she's got her own style, or she did have her own style, which was very much a skirt and a jacket and a suit. Okay, I'm not going back to suits, but she likes that kind of dark colours. I get dark colours, black, dark colours, but very stylish. Okay, jacket, skirt, some nice heels, and she's got her own style where she kind of messy bun like mine, but a bit more stylish. And she had her own cute little style, and it was all very kind of. It wasn't it wasn't kind of over feminine, although it did look very feminine on her with a lovely black hair. Okay, it wasn't over kind of ridiculously demure and feminine like she's wearing now. Okay. So I that Chanel film, Coco Chanel, and Chanel started to wear those. She started to make like pantaloons and trousers for women, and it was all very shocking that women should wear trousers. And she's saying, why not? And she wore trousers, a jacket, and also like a bow tie. I feel that Meghan is very similar to Coco Chanel in that way, that she wants to, women should be as strong, wear what they want, not have to wear these pathetic dresses. And yes, it's nice to look beautiful and like on the catwalk and all of that. But when it comes to everyday, and if you look at her style, she's still trying to direct it that way. She had that trench coat with like no arms in it. It was like a real pale pink. So she kind of, although she couldn't get away with it being too masculine energy, she, it was pale pink, and it was like a trench coat and kind of very kind of powerful kind of look. Now, I feel that the Queen has been advised about this. And it's Meghan's style. It's Meghan's style, okay. Hello, everybody. Thank you for your comments, okay, because it is live interaction. She has seen her style, been advised by her style, okay. And the advice is like, what's that? What is the message that is giving? That Meghan prefers a masculine style. It's kind of we've had designers come in and say it's a masculine style. It's a masculine style that Meghan prefers, not the. So we have to adapt around that. Now this is where the Queen is not happy, okay, and this is where the style has got a bit. She said, well, why does she want to have a masculine style? Because any queen, if you think the Queen of England, they're always going to be looking for people who want to overshadow the power of the monarch. Of course they are, So the Queen is going to say, well, why does she want to wear masculine clothes? What is behind that? What is the psychological reason? It's all psychological with the royal family, okay. What is the psychological reason she wants to look like a masculine style? And they've actually researched this, why she would want to, being a feminist as well, why she would want to have a masculine style. It's not a masculine style. In a way, it's her style, okay. Her style is similar to Coco Chanel's back in the day. She is a feminist. She won't want to wear frilly clothes and frilly dresses. She will want to look feminine, but also look powerful. I feel that's what they've said to the Queen, that she wants to look powerful, and that's why she wants to wear powerful clothes. This is where the styling comes in. You have to stop being styled by that person. Okay, we want you to be styled by somebody else. And Meghan has had to adapt to that, and not knowing why, not knowing the truth of why. But the real reason is because the monarch does not want to be overpowered by this masculine energy. So now she's been dressed in these fascinators, these hats that are ridiculous, these dresses that are very kind of teenagerish, kind of off the shoulder, although very kind of demure looking, to make a woman look psychologically, because they rule on psychology, the royals, okay. So psychologically giving out a message to the world that I am a very demure, very humble, very kind of quietly spoken, non-opinionated, under the radar kind of female. I'm a wallflower. The way I dress is to say that I am a weak female with these frilly hats on, these dresses that are very, very over feminine, okay. But that's done purposely to take her away from that feminism of who she is. She is that person. She is a feminist. So let's put it this way. How is somebody, say, like Coco Chanel, going to feel if she is taken away from her pantaloons and her shirt with a bow tie that she wore, and told to take that off, which she was told to take that off and wear something more feminine in that time? It's the same kind of principle. How would Meghan feel with that? Please put your comments in the section below. Okay. Now, this is part 1, and I'm going to cut it short here because it's going to be too long as a live show. So I'm going to go on to part 2 to carry this on. Okay. Where does that go? Where does it go? Where is it going with this protocol? Now, like I said, this is very much an intuitive reading. So it's not fact. It's what I'm picking up here. So let's have a look at your comments here. Quite a few comments, and just quickly go through before I go. And we are at interactive here, live interaction. So if you want to make your comment, please do. Now, I must say that I love Coco Chanel. I love that film. I loved that film. And I must say, I am more kind of like Meghan in a way. I'm more leaning towards the feminist. I think like I said before, what woman isn't leaning in 2018 towards being on the feminist side rather than the non-feminist, you know? So let's have a look here. He did, Lorraine here. Another tarot reader said Harry didn't consult. He just went ahead with the announcement of the engagement. Okay, I'm kind of picking up that he did speak to Meghan about what to expect, and I will look into that part too. Okay. But I feel he covered that up with a veil. He didn't tell her the truth. He didn't tell them that they were psycho. That you know, do you know my Prince Philip? My granddad was parts of the Nazi regime or knew the Nazis. His father, you know, cruelly left him and just abandoned him in a boarding school. Why his father is so cold at times, why the royal family are cold at times. I would say that comes from Prince Philip, but that's my take on that. Okay. So we'll have to have a look at that. He just announced the engagement. He did not. Well, like I said, now the wedding's over. I'm afraid you're part of the royals now. You married, you signed a contract. Harry does not want to give up being a royal. So, you know, you are now under our control. That's it. That's basically what I'm picking up here. As cold as ice as that. Okay. Yeah, well, we're going to look at, I got Cher here saying she's definitely in for a roller coaster ride. Well, she didn't expect this, to be honest. And it starts with the dress sense, okay, and Meghan's style, which I feel Meghan has got a right to dress how she wants to dress. If she wants to dress like you know, a take of a tuxedo or something like that, that's up to her. Who cares? They were Ada. They were indeed afraid of Diana. Diana had the hearts and the minds of the people, and they didn't. Yep. Still don't. But William and Harry and the Queen are very popular. Yes, they are. Ada, I still encourage Meghan to embrace the people of the UK. There is power in winning the hearts and minds, absolutely. Yeah, I agree with that. I actually feel that it's kind of, there is this all this going on with Meghan's family and all of that, but I don't feel it's her fault. You know, I don't. As I said at the beginning of this reading, okay, I don't feel it's Meghan's fault at all. Okay. So yeah, thank you for all your comments. Okay, and wow, there's so many. So I will pull out some of these comments here. Nicole, thank you, Nicole. I think it's a role, and what is part of the role. Okay. Best foot forward and classically feminine. The role has nothing to do with Meghan and her style. No, it hasn't. It is classically feminine, but what would you say that a feminist is classically feminine? Or are feminists against that? What that represents is classically feminine women. And this is what I'm picking up intuitively. Isn't that going against feminism? We can't forget what Meghan is, yeah, what she represents. And I keep getting, my chat keeps going off. Okay, so I've got here, feminist humanitarian things is just for the fame. She doesn't know who she is. She's acting. When she was young, she got attention with feminism, and things. She continues that. Yeah, she continues to use that as her identity. I do kind of feel that too. Okay, guys. So what I'm going to do is just answer one more. So Ada says, it's easy to answer. Coco Chanel would not have given up her beliefs. Absolutely. And I think I will finish that here. So are they beliefs? Are they really beliefs, or are they fake? Or what do you feel? Put your comments down below. Are they true beliefs like Coco Chanel? She wouldn't have given up those for what she loved to do. For love for somebody else. Okay. So please put your comments. Are they true beliefs, or do you feel that this humanitarian work, this feminism, this dress sense is fake? Or is it real? Or is it real? What do you feel? And in the next video, I'm going to be looking at the Queen is starting to clamp down on this here, okay, and this even very strongly is clamping down on this, and feels that Meghan will actually give up her kind of, like you said there, that Coco Chanel wouldn't give up her beliefs. Well, I feel that the Queen does feel that Meghan will just give up her beliefs, give up on her to be. I feel the Queen feels that she can mould and make Meghan into a royal member of the family, and she feels that she can actually manipulate her into changing. But can she? And we'll look at that in actually part 2. Okay. So thank you for being here. Thank you for being interactive. And as I said, I'm going to finish. This is not fake news at all. Okay. If anybody say this is fake news, it's not news. It's a psychic intuitive reading I'm channeling here. Okay. If you don't believe it, don't believe it. It's fact. It's not fact. It's an intuitive reading. You take from this what you wish. So it's not fake news and it's not fact. Okay. So I'm going to send you lots of love, lots of blessings. to everybody. And don't forget that I do individual readings too. If you want your own personal reading, please come to me. My email address is in the description box at the bottom. I also do readings, monthly readings for like every sign as well, if you want to also subscribe and follow me. So please share, subscribe, like, and follow me. Okay, sending you lots of love, lots of blessings, and thank you so much. Bye bye.